everybody. Give me 1 second here. How you doing? It's 9 p.m. Eastern. I got my coffee, decaf. Hopefully you got yours too. It's time for another coffee with the Cowbell. Once again, I am your host with the most, Ricardo Wilkins, resident Teams Geek, here to geek out with you again on Teams. If you're here, you are probably interested in learning a little more about Teams. You're probably you're either a big time user of Teams, you like it a lot and you want to learn more, or you are a infrequent user, but it's something about it that makes you think you should learn more. In either case, you found your way here, and glad to have you. Happy to talk. Wherever you're joining from, other than maybe joining on demand, feel free to use the chat of whatever platform you're on. I am streaming 5 places, and one day I will list it next to me, but LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So whatever platform you're joining from, if you want to put some comments and whatnot, even if it's just to say hi, I'd appreciate it. Put it in the comments, and I'll maybe see it if my software works the way it's supposed to. Or if not, maybe I'll see it after the fact. In either case, just let me know you're out there. So, Teams, what we talk about today. I thought that I would talk about, and I'm happy if you do hit the chat and have a question. I'm happy to take the questions and pivot. But outside of, hey, Dan, thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it. Happy to take any questions, but outside of questions, I want to talk about a topic that you're probably not surprised, because I've been talking about this ever since it was a vision, let alone preview, and that's shared channels. And I'm excited to talk about it again now because, it's generally available. It's not a preview thing. The things that I'm going to show tonight, you should be able to do as well. I guess assuming, your tenant's configured properly. I don't know if there's interest out there in going into the details, the admin details of enabling all of that. I'm kind of assuming the audience for this is more end users. I'm kind of assuming an admin of Teams has been working hard all day and is too tired to come on at 9 o'clock and hear some more admin stuff. But anyway, I might be wrong. If there is an interest in the admin aspect of this or anything, let me know. I'm happy to do that too. But all that being said, let's assume you've got a tenant that is set up for shared channels. What I wanted to show, because one of the things I'm most excited about with shared channels that I think people might miss, it's at its face, it is ability to more seamlessly collaborate with external people by instead of the traditional guest access and tenant sharing, you're sharing a channel that to the other party feels like it's a part of their tenant. Okay. And that is powerful. And I feel like that's the main billing for the feature. But what I have been excited about and been trying to share with folks about is the scenarios and possibilities for even for collaboration within your org. So kind of forget the external piece. What does this do for us inside my own org? And in fact, my real life use of shared channels to date has been all or mostly in inner org collaboration. It's been working out pretty well. I mean, so I've done some shared channels with folks who might not even be aware what a shared channel is. Thanks to the seamlessness of it, I don't know if even today, as we are working in that shared channel, they still may not be aware that they are working within a shared channel. I feel like it's just working that well. So let's stop talking theory. What am I talking about? We'll switch over to our demo tenant here. And I'm going to try to lay out the usage scenario. And I've got 3 personas here in my demo tenant, myself, the admin, and Deborah. It's hard, kind of hard to see. I mean, there's not a big difference. They're all in teams, but I thought maybe I could sketch out this scenario a bit. And to do that, I thought I'd use Whiteboard because it's getting some nice features. And so a couple things. I'm really geeking out tonight. So you can see here, Ricardo is in a meeting with the other Ricardo and has got a whiteboard up. Now, what's cool about this, especially if you are a whiteboard user, what's not obvious here is this Ricardo commercial is sharing with Ricardo in another tenant, external sharing of this whiteboard. If you have used Whiteboard in the past, you're out there gasping. That's an exciting thing. If you've not used Whiteboard, you're like, what's the big deal? So anyway, I'm doing that now. I'll take the geek level up another notch. I want to show you that I've joined this meeting and this whiteboard via my Surface Duo too. Okay. And so I'm going to try to sketch this out. This is my Surface pen, slim pen, Surface Duo. You can hopefully see there I'm on, I'm in the meeting. I'm going to use the pen with the Surface Duo to write out the sketch. Now I'll go back to what Ricardo commercial is seeing, and we'll see how this works out. Okay. So, all I'm doing here is trying to describe the scenario that I'm going to use shared channels for. Okay. So, let's say you got person A. Oh, hold on one second. Okay. It just went to there. Okay. You got person now. Okay. Whenever you demo something, of course, things. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, you can see that. Person A, person B, and person C. Normally, my handwriting's a little better than this, but for each one of those 3 people, obviously they have their own team that they're in. And let's see, can I make this? I'll zoom in on this a little bit, drag it over here. All right, so you can see that. For each of the teams they're in, here's the scenario that kind of hopefully drives it home. I'm thinking each of you in your use of teams, you may be in multiple teams, but you probably got that one team that you're in most of the day. That key team, maybe it's with your key project members. And it's the one that you might say, I don't like being in a lot of teams. If I wish everything that I did with other colleagues was in this one team. Imagine kind of that scenario that person A is in let's call it the A team. Person B is in the B group, C, so forth and so on. And each of them have their own channels. What they don't want, each of these individuals they don't want another team to be added to. Especially if it's like a 1-channel team, right? It's just another team in my teams list. So the thing we want to do here is create a channel that they can add to their own existing team. And maybe you have to have been a user of Teams and got a lot of invitations to Teams and channels to truly appreciate this. But what I'm about to do here is just show collaboration with another team without making you have to join another team's team, if that makes sense. Let's get out of the whiteboard, as cool as that is, hopefully, and let's see it in real life. So Ricardo, let's say Ricardo's Delete Me One is the main team that I'm in. You know, I'm in a bunch of teams, but that's the one I work in all the time with my main project team members. The admin here, their main team is called the admins, right? Although they're a part of many other teams, mostly she does her work in the admins team, all right? And with Deborah, her main, let me get that out the way, her main team is the Deborah's team, right? So they're already in enough teams, they don't want another one. Wouldn't it be nice if they can still collaborate though? And so about essentially I'm going to show what it looks like to create a shared channel and share it out and allow Deborah and the admin to decide where this collaborative shared channel goes, because ideally they both want it in a particular team on their side. And again, all of these people are in the same org. But again, the convenience of these people deciding where this channel goes instead of just being pushed into someone else's team, which, by the way, might have other channels that they're totally not interested in, things like that. Okay, so Ricardo here, hopefully the switching isn't too jarring, but Ricardo's going to create a new shared channel. So I'm going to add a channel. And so now these days there are 3 types of channels: standard, private, and now shared. Okay. So I'm going to add a shared channel. I'm going to call it Rick, Deborah, and admins. An admin collab. Okay. This is a channel that I want to work with these 2 other people with. So I'm going to call it that, and I'm going to hit create. All right, so we're adding a channel, we're thinking about it. Share the Rick, Deborah, and admin collab channel. Type the name of someone in your org you want to add to this channel. I actually don't want to do this here now this way. I'll show you why in a second, so I'm going to skip that. And so I've skipped it, and the channel is created there, right? Of course, with the symbol, all that good stuff. Obviously, there's some more shared channels in there too, but we got it created, okay? Deborah and the admin don't know anything about it yet. So now, within this channel, I am going to share the channel. And the reason I did it here is because I get a few more options. I can share it with people just like I could have when it was first created. That's what it was trying to get me to do. But I can also share it with a team or with a team that I own. That's a whole different scenario. The scenario I'm going to talk about right now is sharing it with a team. So I'm going to click that. Share the Rick, Deborah, and admin collab channel. Start by sending an invite to a team owner. This person will accept the invite on behalf of their team. If the person is outside your org, no problem, type their email address. So let's start with Deborah. Again, this is all inside the org. There's Deborah. I am sending an invite to this shared channel to Deborah. I haven't decided which of Deborah's teams this is going in. Deborah's going to decide that. I'll send the invite. Your invite was sent. You'll get notified to approve the team they choose. Okay. You probably saw the pop-up for Deborah. Let's go over to Deborah and go into her activity feed. Ricardo invited your team to a shared channel. I assume this message is going to say. And so by clicking that, I'm going into my pending invites. And there, one that needs action is an invite to the Rick, Deborah, and admin collab channel. Let me make this bigger. Sent by Ricardo. The invite expires in 14 days, and I get to accept or decline this invitation to the shared channel. I want to accept it as Deborah, but I'm not done. So I've accepted the invite. Pick a team to add the Rick, Deborah, and Admin collab channel to. When the channel owner approves it, you'll see the channel in this team. So I am getting to choose among the teams that I, Deborah, own, which of them I want to add this channel to. It would have been nice if I'd maybe put 2 teams, for Deborah to own. She only owns one. So in this case, that's the one that she's going to pick. It is the one she wanted based on the scenario I tried to describe and tried to draw. But she wants to add the shared channel to the Deborah's team, the team that she's always in all the time, so that she feels like now she can collaborate with Ricardo and collaborate with the other Deborahs all on the same team. I don't need 2 teams to do it like I would have in the past, or 2 tenants. So she's going to pick the Deborah's team. She's going to hit done. Great. We'll notify you when the channel's added, because we're still not done. Ricardo, now, if I come over to mine, I have a new message that says Deborah accepted an invite. And so this tells me Deborah accepted it. And let me see if I can see a little bit more of this. Yeah. So Deborah accepted the invite. She wants to add it to the Deborah's team in the Contoso org. We're in the same org. It has 1 member in it. I like this because it's giving me, I did share it with Deborah, and now I get a glimpse at which team of hers she's sharing it to. The reason I think this is useful is because if by chance Deborah was putting this in a team with 160 people in it, or 1,060 people, I might reconsider having shared this channel with Deborah. So I like that this gives me some insight, or if she's sharing it to some team, it just seems questionable to me. This is my opportunity to deny that, even though I initially shared it to her. But in this case, I'm fine with that. I'm going to approve it. And it is now that Deborah, I'm on the wrong one. Deborah's here. Ricardo shared the channel. So it was pending owner approval. I think that's going to go away in a sec. And if I come to the teams area, we will see that the Rick, Deborah, and admin channel is now in the Deborah's team. Okay. And so she comes in and says it works, right? Okay, so she's in there. Everything's looking good. Coming back over to me. Deborah accepted. I go over into teams, and the Rick, Deborah, and admin channel is there, along with the post that she just made. To me, the beauty of this is that we all get to stay in the teams that we are in and are comfortable with. We just get a new channel, a collaborative channel, a shared channel within that team. So for Ricardo, it's the Delete Me One team. For Deborah, it's the Deborah's team. And if I were to continue, we do the same for the admin. She could add it to the admin's team, and we'd all be working in that one channel, but all be within the team that we, are comfortable with, comfortable working in. So we don't have to worry about jumping to another team in our list. This is a scenario I've used in real life. I haven't had any complaints. I'm assuming it's working well for the people I'm collaborating with. Everybody seems to be rocking and rolling. And so this becomes even more powerful, I think when they're in a whole different org, because then it just seems so seamless. We expect it to be seamless if we're all in the same org. This becomes a little more magical when you get this experience for someone in a whole different tenant. assuming they truly appreciate the pain, I guess, of having to switch tenants in the past. For some people, all of this may just seem like a no-brainer. For those of us who have used Teams a while, it's pretty cool. Okay, so my crew, where's my, did I get out of that team? So my crew drawing there was probably not very useful at all, but it did give me a chance to geek out on using the Surface Duo with Whiteboard in a Teams meeting with an external tenant. So it was worth it. I cracked myself up. And yeah, outside of that though, we're in a shared channel, shared files, all that good stuff. We're rocking and rolling. So that was, my attempt at showing one of the values of shared channels. I'm sure I'll do more in the future. But, if you are in an org where shared channels is configured and ready to go, I would just suggest that might be a scenario you want to try out. Especially if you think the team member that you are collaborating with might be, let's call it channel averse, right? Or team averse. I'm in 30 teams already. I don't want 31 teams. Well, now we can do a collaboration and, without increasing the number of teams they're in, if that's an issue. Hopefully they follow good best practices and are able to manage having a lot of teams. That is easy to do when you start hiding and, pinning channels and all that good stuff. You should still be able to control it. I think I haven't counted in a while, but I know I'm in at least over 40 teams, and life is still good, right? I'm pretty much showing probably 10 or 15 teams at a given time and hiding 30 others, and just go there when I need them. So anyway, having volume is not necessarily an issue, but if it is an issue for someone, this might be something to help alleviate their concerns. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. I don't know. I had fun with it. I geeked out on it a little. Hopefully you did too. Hopefully you were sipping your coffee while you were watching that. And hopefully you enjoyed this coffee with the Cowbell. See you next time. Hopefully next week.